You guys often request these types of videos, and those are the busy boxes. It's been a while since I've done one, so I'm going to make some new busy boxes featuring some very affordable items that you can make your kids. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. Busy boxes are so fun to create and put together, and plus they provide you an opportunity when you need something to do for your kids, you can hand it off to them, play with them, show them how to use it, and then they're off on their own. So in today's video, I'm going to kind of refresh some of the ideas that I've done before in the past. I also have a playlist of previous busy box videos that you might want to check out too. I'll put that down below for you. Let's get started with some new ideas. So you know me guys, it's all about keeping it simple. And so I'm using some very simple materials, and you can substitute too. So if you see something you like the concept, think about ways that you can alter it if you don't have these exact materials. First off, a real quick word about containers, because that's kind of what we start with. These come from the Dollar Tree. They're actually really nice because, let me grab my other one here. They can stack on one another, you can label them, and you can see what's inside, which I think is really important. They have a little snap lid. Dollar Tree has these in a couple different sizes. This is the Sure Fresh brand, and I got this over in the kitchen supply section. I just love this square size. I also have a larger one that I've used before in other videos that I like a lot too. You can use any bins that you have, or even zippered pouches. I'm all about reusing, so I use these and just switch these out and reuse them over and over again. This first one, I have a couple variations on it. If you watched any of my Dollar Tree stuff, you know that these were just a big favorite of mine. They're little. Let me see if I have a package. I have a package of them over here to add to it. They come like this, so there's 8 to a package, and they're in the Easter section right now. If you're watching this and it's no longer Easter, use some other containers that you have. Even some of the little cups that they have to store like sauces and things like that would work just the same. I just thought these were fun because they are Lego bricks. I have, let's see, I have one package in here. I was going to add in another because I wanted to have quite a few for the activities. This one's going to be focusing on math. Here we go. And like I said, I have a couple different variations on how you can do it. Use the variation that works for you. What's really cool about these is that they actually stack on one another. And they stack like that. They do not stack like this, like a regular Lego brick would, unless you really push on it. But they do stack like this or like that. They just stack long ways on top of each other. They also open up, which I think is great. So you can actually use them for Easter eggs if you wanted to, because that's what they were meant for. But for the first activity, I wanted to include some numbers. So I'm keeping this one Dollar Tree centric. These are wooden numbers that are also in the crafting section. I have a whole package of them here, and they're just wooden numbers. Use flashcards if you want. I have some flashcards for an example. Here's a set that I got a long time ago from Target Dollar section. You can write out numbers on index cards however you wish. So this is just a really simple comparison to numbers. So we could have a number. Let's say the number is 3. And what you need to do is have your child stack up that many blocks. So 3 blocks. And because they stack, it's going to work out very well. I'm going to put them on the side here so you can see what we're doing. So they got the 3. They can draw another number and do that number. We have 2, so we need 1, 2, and they can go on to as many numbers as they want. And then when they're done, they can just put them all back in, and they've done some really simple counting. I thought was pretty cool, and I think will work, is using a dry erase marker and writing the numbers directly on the block. So there's 3, there's 2. This is just another variation. You, of course, will have to pre-do this beforehand on all of the bricks. Not really bricks, are they? The blocks. And then they can match the number to each block. Do I have a 1 in here? Where's my 1? I'm missing my 1. Is this it? Nope, that's a 7. 1 was down here at the bottom. And in addition to that, they can actually put them inside. So they can put the number right inside. I know that the 3 is the 3, and they can do a whole set of numbers that way, 0 through 10 if you wanted to, because you have all of the numbers. So a couple variations. Now, just to make it a little bit harder, I'm going to go ahead and erase that off there. So for this one, you would need to set up some objects. So this would be an object to match. I found these little carrot decorations in the dollar section, also an Easter find. You don't have to use carrots. You could use pom-poms. You could use any other like mini erasers or trinkets that you have. And what you would do is on each one of these little bricks, you go ahead and hide one of the numbers. So I could put like a 5 in here. Here's a 7. So the other exercises we're basically working on counting, and we're working on the number symbol. So this isn't 9. This says 9, but it's not 9. So this way they can pick up a brick, they can open it up, see what number it is. It's 5. And so then they can pick out and count out 5 for the quantity. this is teaching what 5 is. So this says 5 and this is 5 carrots. If you have small enough objects, you could probably fit them in the little brick, but if we're getting too small, it'll probably be a choking hazard. Once again, if your kids are oral, meaning they put things in their mouth, use your best discretion and don't use activities that have small parts to them. So you just need to use your best discretion to decide what's best for your child. So there you have a little bit of counting, you have a little bit of matching numbers, and then you have a little bit of hunting for the numbers and counting out the quantity. This next activity I was actually going to put in my last video about learning letters, but we had some late shipment, but I thought this would actually be good to put into this video. So Pen to Mind sent me this for review to check out, and I am blown away by it. You don't have to keep it in the box, but I just did that so you can see what it looks like. They're recommending this for ages 3 and up. It's called Mirror My Sounds Phoneme Set, and it is really, really fabulous. So you get this little device and it flips open, and inside there is a mirror here. I'll try not to reflect the lights onto your eyes, but there is a mirror on this full side. Also on the back, it has this little stand, comes out, and you can put it on a tabletop so you can see it right away. Let's put this over here just so that doesn't reflect into your eyes. This would make a great busy box item because it's all kind of compact and put into one. So what we have here is this little book, and as you flip through it, you're going to notice a couple different things. First, we have the sound here. In this case, it's B, and then we have a picture of a mouth. And that picture of the mouth is showing the placement of where that letter sound is in speech. On this side over here, we have 2 pictures, and there's these little boxes, and where that box is saying where that actual sound exists in this word. So in this case, it's the first box, and so that's for B and ball. That's the beginning sound. This picture is a crab, and so the box over here at the very end tells us that it is the ending sound in the word crab. So when you're saying this word, you look in the mirror, which I have covered up over here, and you can see if your lip placement matches what's in the picture. This is working through consonants, so we have all these pages with consonants. It's all the same thing, same format all the way through. That's the green section that we're looking at. Just kind of page through this to show you what comes next. Next, we have short vowels, and it's the same format, just short vowels, and they're notated in this orange color card. Then we have digraphs, and it goes into long vowels. So it covers the whole set of speech sounds. What's great about this is that it's really fun for the kids to kind of learn this and to work on this in general. But also if you have a child that's working on some speech things, this is great in therapy situations too. For us, we have one child doing speech therapy, and so this would be a great tool to go and look at those particular sounds that they're having trouble with. I also want to note that in this little guidebook here, it goes over a lot of information about where the sounds are made. And so it gives you kind of a little bit of information that can help you while using this tool. So all in all, it's a really cool kit, and also kind of fun because I can look in the mirror too. And I just thought it was pretty brilliant. It's all wrapped up in one little contained set. I'm going to link it down below too, just so that you guys can have access to it. I just thought it was a pretty cool tool to have and something unique and new that I hadn't seen before, and make a really great busy box item. This box I'm going to create with you guys right now, and we're going to be using some Peeps. This is the marshmallow scented Easter grass. That's from Dollar Tree, and it smells like marshmallows, but it also makes a great sensory bin filler. So we did a little bit of math, we did a little bit of speech, so I thought we could add a little bit of sensory in here as well. This grass is just excellent for making a little bit of a sensory bin, and it smells really good too. It smells like candy. So for this one, I thought we could add in some more Dollar Tree finds. We have the carrot. So these carrots are felt stickers actually, and I found them again this year. I found them last year. So I actually ended up with 2 packages because I bought some last year and I totally forgot about it until I brought out my Easter stuff. And so I brought it back this year. So now I have 2 packages of it. So I have some more from this year here. They look a little different. So you can add as many of those as you want. I also have some felt bunnies. These are also felt stickers, but they're bunnies, and bunnies like their carrots. So I thought I'd add those in here too. In the dollar section, there's so many things that you could add to a little sensory bin for some sensory play. I'm keeping this one super, super simple, and I'm only going to be putting in the bunnies and the carrots. You can add more, you can add less. You could make a much bigger bin if you wanted to. In fact, I'm probably putting too many in here. I'd actually hide more of these down in into the grass a little bit, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to get to. Those wooden carrots I showed you, whoops, throwing them around, would also be a good addition to this if you want to use those instead. They also have wooden bunnies right now, which would be great for the sensory bin, as they also have the eraser bunnies too that I've showed you in my hauls. So there's some good options that you can put in here. I'm just going to try and hide them a little bit more. So my purpose of this sensory bin is that a child will go and have to root through these things to find the objects. So that requires them to use their hands to actually touch. This sensory bin is probably a little bit less threatening than some of the other ones that have, you know, kinetic sand, or they have things that are a little bit stickier to touch. So this is a much less threatening because it's not as sticky or that kind of thing. It does make sound, so that might be a challenge for sensory sensitive kids. But all in all, I think it's a good way. So what our object is to root and find all of these things in here. I thought I'd add 2 containers so that we can make this a sorting activity at the same time. So we are rooting through here to find the objects. Here's a carrot. Let's put one there. Here's a bunny. And now we're going to be sorting the objects into the containers. So we got to try and find them all underneath all of this grass. If you want to extend the fine motor practice, I have a container filled with tools. I love this set, talk about it all the time. In fact, I make fun of myself for talking about it all the time. This set comes from, I think, Learning Resources. I'll link this down below for you guys. But adding a tool just adds in that fine motor component to work on strengthening those small fine motor muscles. That helps us with writing, so in preparation for writings. I have a couple different tools in here. I think what might be best for this one might just be some simple tweezers. So maybe these little tweezers here would be best to pick out all of these items. There's other options out there too, but I'm going to use the tweezers. And so now you can have a fine motor part to this little sensory bin. Sort. And there's our carrot and our bunny. So it becomes a little bit more difficult in getting things out. You can also do less grass too if you find this to be a little challenging in getting out those carrots without all of the grass attached. This is a very simple way to do a sensory bin. Totally not complicated. I've just got 3 items to pick from in one base, and I added some tweezers. So very simple thing that you can do, and it can close up all in one and be ready to go. If you want some more ideas about busy boxes, I'm going to put a video up here on screen of a past video. I'll see you over there next. Make sure to click subscribe to see more videos like this, and give me a thumbs up to show your love.